Introduction to Azure Synapse Trigger. Azure Synapse Trigger is a feature in Azure Synapse Analytics that allows you to automate the execution of pipelines in response to specific events or schedules. In this guide, we will walk through the process of creating and configuring a trigger in Azure Synapse. Step 1. Create a new trigger. To create a new trigger, navigate to the Manage section in your Azure Synapse workspace and click on Triggers, then click on New Trigger. Choose the type of trigger you want to create, such as a schedule trigger or a tumor trigger. Step 2. Configure trigger properties. Configure the properties of your trigger, such as the name and description of the trigger as well as the schedule or tumor settings. For a schedule trigger, you can specify the start and end dates and times as well as the frequency of the trigger. Step 3. Link the trigger to a pipeline. Link the trigger to a pipeline by specifying the pipeline name and the parameters that need to be passed to the pipeline. You can also specify the dependency on other triggers or pipelines. Step 4. Test and deploy the trigger. Test the trigger by clicking on the Test button to ensure it is working as expected. Once you have tested the trigger, you can deploy it to your Azure Synapse workspace. Best practices for Azure Synapse triggers. When creating and configuring triggers in Azure Synapse, there are several best practices to keep in mind. First, make sure to test your triggers thoroughly to ensure they are working as expected. Second, use meaningful names and descriptions for your triggers to make them easy to identify and understand. Third, use parameters to make your triggers flexible and reusable. Conclusion. In this guide, we have walked through the process of creating and configuring a trigger in Azure Synapse. By following these steps and best practices, you can automate the execution of pipelines in response to specific events or schedules and make your data integration processes more efficient and reliable.